Yep. It's important to value and appreciate the people that you have in your life when they're there. And fortunately, a lot of people have to learn that the hard way, because they don't know how to value or appreciate people when they are in their presence. And so good people and I mean really good, authentic people. I mean, it's not easy to find people like that, you know? So when the universe sends you someone like that, and it's very evident that that person is in your life for a purpose, even if that person has hurt you, it's really important to look at the bigger picture and the spiritual implications behind it, because if you don't, you may make the wrong moves and push away someone who is supposed to be there, you know. Or sometimes it can happen in other ways where it's like people don't appreciate people and then they pass, you know. So it can happen in a lot of different ways, but sometimes if people that's just how they have to learn. If they don't want to learn to see what they have in front of them, then I guess they will recognize it when it's gone, in its absence. And the reason that they do is because in its absence, in the person's absence, you start to realize and recognize all of the things that they brought to your life. And I'm not just talking material things, I'm talking intangibles, you know. And a lot of people don't look at that either, and the value of that. Not a lot of people, and I know this because I've been in the world, many places in the world. There's not a lot of people who will stop to comfort a random crying stranger. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of people that will give you $2 if you're a random person on the street that walks by and, you know, you're homeless or whatever it is. Not everybody, in fact, many people, and I'm not talking about suckers, by the way, I'm talking about
genuine, authentic people. I'm not talking about people who are easily manipulated by the homeless or whatever, the people who, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about genuinely authentic people that give because they know that's the right thing to do. And I don't know, it's just a shame because it's been my life experience that most of what happens is that I am that lesson for other people, which is why when I cut people off, they are always coming back to try to talk to me. Every single person. And I have had to cut off many people to teach them this lesson. All of them have come back and either professed their love, tried to find my phone number, tried to reconnect with me, and that is because that was the lesson. The lesson was you were supposed to appreciate what you had while it was there. And now that it's gone, you're not going to get it back. That's the lesson. You should have appreciated it while it was there, you know? So, what's the point of this message? The point of this message is to learn your karmic lessons and heal so that you don't push good people out of your life and fuck yourself over. Because you're really only fucking yourself at that point, you know? Because people don't think about, when emergencies come around. What if you randomly, oh, I don't know, became homeless or ran out of money or whatever? People don't think about stuff like that and the importance of having support. So, like I said, appreciate the people that you have in your life while they're in your life. Because, eventually time goes on and there is, I think, such a thing as missing divine timing or missing fate, but you really have to be pretty deliberate about it. And I've only seen one person in my entire lifetime do that. Only well, two. I'll say, no, that's not true, you guys. It's starting to add up. Where it's like, I've actually had to see multiple people go through this, where it's like they don't learn their karmic lessons, and then like it's presented to them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then eventually, you know. I don't think those people are the happiest people the last time I checked on them. Last time I heard. Now, I'm not saying I'm always right, but what I do know and what I have learned is that I am an earth angel. And anybody that doesn't listen to that or does not take the wisdom that I impart or share, or even the warnings that I heed, well, if you know, you know. Yeah. I think that is why a lot of times earth angels you will see, or like even like tarot readers, like Tyler's Tarot has talked about this. Like a lot of earth angels or light workers tend to, I don't want to say be single, but I think their struggle is they end up just attracting a lot of unhealthy people, or just in general, there's a lot of unhealed people in the world. And so it's just kind of like, we can't be around that type of, I mean, we can be around a lot of low vibrational energy, don't get me wrong, because we're built for it, but you get to a point where, you recognize your power and you realize that you don't have to do that, let people drain your energy like that. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like if somebody can't see you for who you are and what you have to offer, then it's kind of like it. I hate saying it's their loss, but like it really is. And the only way for them to see that it's their loss is for you to move forward and for them to, I mean, just kind of see it play out in real time, like, how to explain it. It's almost like if they don't value and appreciate you, of course you value and you appreciate yourself until somebody else comes along who values and appreciates you in the same way that you're valuing and appreciating yourself, you know? So, people want to, play around with and fuck around with people in their life that they think are just never going to leave, and, yeah, well, that's why I really try not to, take for granted the people who the universe sends my way. Hey, gun guy. Okay, that's crazy. I was hoping, okay. I don't know how to say this without sounding like a total weirdo. I don't know, it's like when sometimes I can like sense peeps energies and stuff like that. So, hey, I'm glad somebody said something and I had a feeling there was some good peeps in here, but how are you doing? How are you feeling with everything that's been going on in your situation? I just also feel like I've been really like heavily picking up on your energy in some of my cancer readings too. That mother shit keeps coming up and I'm like, yeah. So, yeah. So I hope you're doing okay with everything. I mean, as okay as you can be doing. Really? Yeah, it's like weird. Like, I try to like, I really couldn't get away from that one in that shorts the other day. Like, I redid it like a million times, and it was like it just kept coming out like this someone's mom. It just keeps coming up with someone's mom. That Queen of Pentacles. And some type of narcissistic dynamic too. So, I mean, and that's kind of what I'm talking about here tonight is like dealing with narcissistic dynamics, which I've dealt with my entire life. I mean, what a, I don't know, different kind of heartbreak, you know, because it's like, it's one of those things where it's the weirdest, it's the oddest experience because it's like I've become well integrated and grounded and like knowing of who I am, my worth, my value and stuff like that. But I still can't get past and don't know if I will be able to get past the fact that like I can't wrap my head around how narcissistic dynamics can warp reality to the point where somebody who is so incredible can somehow in these delusional insane people's minds like become something different. Like how badly do you have to lie to yourself? You know what I mean? Like are these people sitting around day in and day out? I mean they'd have to be. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just crazy to me and hard for me to make sense of or come to terms with. It's offensive, and offensive is an understatement. And I think my ego can't get past that. My ego cannot get past how the nonsense, like what's the word for it? Like, how backwards it is, basically. Like, I almost wish I was just like, this is gonna sound crazy. I almost wish I was like a hideous, worthless, loser, bum bitch. You know what I mean? Then I might like feel better about these insane people that can't see me clearly. Some of them can, even though they're narcissistic. It's really weird, but that's because I've gotten no contact with some of them for like extended periods. But it's just so odd. It's a total mind fuck. And I wish I could get a brain scan and see like what like see the damage that's been done from the amount of like gaslighting and shit like that. That would be interesting to see because I'm sure there's been some. They're almost personal readings. Damn. Yeah. That makes sense because like well it's kind of like I can't help. Hang on. Okay, so like when I'm doing the readings, I can't help but think about the people that I know that are cancers that come on here. So like you guys will kind of go through my head, all the people that will come in, like you and Liz and Monique, and like people will just, you know, it'll like rant. So my energy, that's how tarot readings work. And that's what people I think need to understand more about is like, if I know your like username, I've talked to you, stuff like that, I'm going to pick up on your energy a lot more. A lot more. Way more. Yeah, those felt like they were personal readings. I felt like those readings were very specific, some of them, towards, yeah, you specifically. But I mean, it makes sense because it's like, Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's very very isolating. Narcissistic dynamics and narcissistic abuse is very isolating. And that's why it's important to really stay connected with yourself. And, you know, I doubt myself at times, etc. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I know uh, what I'm dealing with. And also, um, but yeah, it does fuck with your head, and it can lead to like a lot of anxiety and OCD related shit, because you're trying to make sense of shit that's literally irrational and doesn't make sense. Your brain's trying to make sense of like, well, I don't get it. I literally did nothing wrong, and yet you're treating me like dog shit. Those two things don't go together. So that's where the cognitive dissonance gets created, which is your brain trying to make sense of two extremely different things that don't go together. Yeah. It's really, I don't know. Just a total brain fuck. I'm gonna switch it up. I said it's a mind fuck before. It's a brain fuck. Really. So, I mean, it's kind of like, really, with narcissistic dynamics, in all of the ones that I have had the fortunate, fun experience of being a part of, I have literally, I mean, they've all ended the same way, which is that you pretty much have no other choice but to just cut the person off. Like, that's literally pretty. They're so delusional. These people are so fucking delusional. You get to a point where you realize, oh, that's not my dad. That person's a nut job. I don't know who the fuck that is. But how in the actual fuck was I once your sperm, honey? Because you are nuts. You are fucking nuts. You have to get to a point where you detach from some of these labels and start to see the human for who the human is showing you they are, which is nuts. You know? And you also have to get to a point where you don't give a fuck what they think in regards to the very factual point that is that they are nuts. Because they're not going to agree with it, of course. And in fact, you're going to be painted as nuts. So silence is the best way to go about it, too, because everything and anything you say will be used against you. Not can be, will be. So silence is better, because guess what? You can't do shit when I don't say shit, bitch. But they'll even try with that. My God. Fucking idiots. But either way, you just have to get to that point where and that's where I had to get to with two people who were the closest people, well, I thought they were supposed to be. Anywho, uh had to do that with both of these people and just recognize like these are not like you're the devil. Okay. You may have created me, but you are the devil and I gots to go. Bye-bye. Period. And you just have to not numb yourself out emotionally. You have to just come to face reality and the painful truth that this is who these people are. And it has nothing to do with you, and I have absolutely no clue how. How that is me or I am that, but you also have to detach from that too, like just because, you've been around people like that or related to people like that doesn't mean that that's what you are. You're probably going to have traits of it though, for sure. There's no way you couldn't, if you grew up around that. No way. No way. If you have two narcissistic parents, especially. Yeah. So. I mean, I just can't be around like people who are so ridiculously emotionally unintelligent to the point where they don't understand that certain behaviors and decision making in adulthood directly correlates to, well, I don't know about directly, well, yeah, directly correlates to like trauma that you experienced in childhood. And I'm not going to continue being around a bunch of fucking idiots who traumatize people and then blame said people for having, responding normally to trauma, if that makes sense. Like, so people who judge people, so like adults who grow up to smoke weed, for example, there's a high correlation between that and an adverse childhood experiences. People who go on to smoke weed, like what I'm doing, yeah, direct correlation between I had a very traumatizing childhood. It's not surprising that I grew up to be a huge pothead, so adverse childhood experiences. Now, I'm lucky because there's a lot of other things too that people who go through that will grow up and go through that. I mean, you're more susceptible to physical health issues as well when you go through that. But anyway, the point is, I couldn't continue to be around people who were blaming traumatized adults for the trauma that they caused. Absolutely fucking nuts. And how fucking, and I'm sorry, trigger warning because I know people don't like this word, but I mean, how dumb, I'm just gonna use that word because I don't want to offend anybody, but how fucking dumb do you have to be? Like, that's beyond stupidity. You traumatize your kids, then when they grow up and they struggle, you blame them for struggling. That's a narcissist if I ever saw or heard of one. And that's the most recent narcissistic dynamic that I left. Absolutely insane. And how dare you? You know what I mean? How dare you? And how dumb of a human being are you? My God, how broken is your brain actually? I'm gonna fuck all of this up and then blame these people who struggle as adults because I fucked their childhood up. Makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that's how you know you're dealing with somebody like that. It's usually, they're very judgmental people, very emotionally unsafe, very manipulative. It's like you probably would feel nitpicked around them a lot. You probably feel like you can't be yourself or be completely transparent or straightforward with them because, yet again, they're manipulative and they will, well, there's a variety of things that could happen. They could get a narcissistic injury and then lash out at you, or they could shame you for, oh God, being human. God forbid you be a human being in front of a narcissist, Which is hysterical coming from them because they are literally the world's biggest fuck ups. Oh my God. And that's how you know it's all projection. And projection is when somebody basically, something that they're afraid of or that they're feeling, they externalize that and put that onto you, So somebody who doesn't like you might continue to repeat, so and so doesn't like me, so and so doesn't like me. It's like, nah, bitch, you don't like me. It's not the other way around. So that's an example of that. But it just becomes impossible to be around narcissistic people unless you want to continue to lie to them and to yourself. I mean, that's really what you have to do. And you are not obligated to anybody, by the way. Like, narcissistic parents sometimes will make you feel like you need to be obligated to them, or or if it's somebody you had kids with, sometimes they'll do stuff like that, make you feel obligated. Or, I mean, granted, obviously, yeah, you're obligated to take care of those kids. That's the fucking law. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you're not obligated to that bitch or that person anymore if they're narcissistic. You know what I mean? No, bitch. Sorry. Are we married? No. Sorry. Don't know what to tell ya. You're not obligated to anybody. Now, obviously, there's a certain responsibility there, but not if you're, like, not in a commitment with the person, Because that's what they will do. Fear, obligation, and guilt. It's fog. F-O-G. That's what they'll try to provoke out of you. Or, like, those are the emotions that they'll kind of try to stir up in you to keep you stuck around them or with them. Yeah. Is anybody smoking anything? How's everybody doing? What's everybody up to? So basically, it's just like, it's these people's problems if they don't want to see reality, and get with the fucking program. But you just have to hang on to your reality and know yourself well enough to know, you're being fucked with. And not being willing to put up with it. I mean, these people really are not, they don't have any power, true power, I mean, maybe in certain ways, they've abused their power, and so it gives the illusion that they have some type of power, but no. Educate yourself on the law when you're dealing with narcissists, because they love to try to use that. So as long as you educate yourself on that, it's because they use a lot of scare tactics. That's why I'm saying that. So as long as you know the law, don't even worry about it, because they try to use that a lot. They try to use that a lot. But that's where they eventually get themselves caught up at, actually. Because when you're doing nothing and you're showing that you're not a threat and you're peaceful, and a bitch is always calling 911 or always, you know what I mean? Or always eventually it's kind of like it starts to become obvious who's who. And it'll become obvious too. Like if you have kids, it'll become obvious eventually to them who's who, trust me. I mean, it took me no, that's not true. I would say I kind of knew in my early 20s what I was dealing with. I just didn't have the resources to fully cut certain people off. But anyway, so yeah, your kids will see the truth as well. Especially these new age kids are a lot smarter and more, they're quick. They're very quick with shit. They have to be, because they have a lot more that they have to deal with as far as society goes, because it's more advanced. So a lot of these kids I'm, having conversations with and helping, it's they're learning lessons that, took me maybe 10 years longer. You know what I mean? It's they're knowing stuff and learning stuff that I'm okay, wow. They're very, very bright. A lot of them are very, very bright. So, I wouldn't be too worried about that part of things. I would just say, get your kids into therapy if you can, and with a therapist that has some type of specialty in abuse or narcissistic abuse that can actually point out, because I've had younger clients, and I will point things out to them oh yeah, that's an abusive behavior right there that you're dealing with or whatever. So it can help validate their reality with stuff as they get older, and they start to question things and be what the fuck, this isn't normal, because they will start to do that. And best thing you can do is just be open and be a safe person to come to, And I would say not saying anybody's doing this, but don't talk shit about the other parent. That's so confusing for kids. But if both parents do it, that's a sign that they're both unhealthy. So I guess, I don't know. But a kid doesn't know that. It's just confusing for them. But anyway, they'll know, especially because, peers and kids at school, like, can be really good for validating reality because a lot of kids, unfortunately, have tough situations. So then it's like, but then anyway, there's plenty of opportunities for them to get their reality validated, is basically what I'm saying, and get the support. So, and I mean, that's where they say kids are your karma. These narcissistic people, it's going to catch up to them. Yeah. Might not want to be doing this shit. Because you're signing up, people involuntarily to take care of you or be a part of your life. And you don't even know who these people are. I mean, they're your kids, but doesn't mean they have to like you, especially if you're an asshole to them. So, you might not want to do that. And then people are entitled and think that, well, I gave birth to you, or I created you, so you have to talk to me. That's nuts. You are a fucking weirdo. Why don't you go to Build-A-Bear Workshop, bitch? Make a little boo-boo bear for yourself, or whatever. And, you know what I mean? What a weirdo. Who thinks like that? There's the obligation. That's one of the baby boomers' fave tactics. Not all of them, you guys. Not all. But some that have not healed. And so, us millennials and maybe Gen Xers, I don't really know, but we're having to clean up that mess. Jesus. Yeah, be careful how you treat your kids, because one day they grow up. LOL. And that's the greatest lesson of all. You do not own your kids. They are human beings. Respect them or get disrespected back, bitch. What the fuck? God, I don't know what the hell they thought this was. It's not 1950, honey. It's 2025. Respect is earned. You don't get it just because you decided to make 5 irresponsible decisions. LOL. Again, the thinking is so backwards. Let's be irresponsible and have a bunch of kids we shouldn't, and then, like, be mad when we fuck them all up and they don't want to fuck with us. Huh. Imagine thinking like that. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. So yeah, that's why they say kids are your karma, because basically if you don't learn the lessons that you need to learn, then you can still learn them when it's not like you can't learn them when your kids are there. It's not like, oh, you're fucked. Now it's only your kids who's got to learn it. No, it's just like, you've got to learn it, and then you've got to kind of help them through it and help them heal from it or learn it or help guide them to, so it's just more work. I get a little bit more work probably. Not impossible though, at all, by any means. But I just think people take people for granted. They think they're going to be in their life, around forever or whatever. I don't know what people think. I don't know, because I don't think like that. I literally You know, I literally tell my cat I love her every time I leave out the door because I understand the value of life and how precious it is and how fleeting it is. And so I would hate to, regret not, yeah. A lot of people, I mean, that just is the way it has to be, though, you know? Sometimes you gotta exist as a memory in someone's head because if people don't want to heal, then. And you've done the healing work or you're doing the healing work, then they don't really, like, deserve the honor of your presence. Honestly. And again, you have to, it's all about really believing in yourself. And it's tough because with narcissistic dynamics, again, that takes a lot of healing, therapy, self healing, and growth. To get to that point took me a very long time. That didn't really hit until I want to say my mid 20s, mid to late 20s. I mean, I think eventually you just realize, like, fuck it, if I don't believe or support myself, I mean, well, especially when you're dealing with narcissistic people, you just realize, like, it's me or no one. And, not to say there was no one, my siblings, they were of support, so shout out to them, to some of them. They were definitely there for support. But and my mentors, shit like that. But anywho, if you can find a trustworthy, or like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Never mind. So peeps, what's new out there? What's going on? So yeah, like I said, you just have to get to a point where you say, fuck it, no one else is gonna do it. I mean, when you don't have healthy parents, I mean, it is kind of like it's like this weird thing where your inner child, I mean, I did a lot of inner child healing work and shit like that, but there's like this part of you that still kind of like waits around, thinking like, oh, are these people, like, you're not consciously doing it, but like there's a part of you that's like, huh, are these like weird, are these people, irresponsible fucks, gonna like, are they gonna like do what they signed up to do, or like, or what? But then you hit like 26 and you're like, you're like, oh shit, I need my own, wait, isn't that when you have to get your own like health insurance or whatever? I'm just kidding about the age, the whole 26 thing, but there is some type of like, stuckness or something, or waiting thing. And I've heard this from people before with narcissistic abuse in general. I've heard this from survivors of abuse, or just like these types of dynamics where they feel like almost like stuck, like they're waiting or something, or anyway. you eventually get to a point where it's like, dude, what the fuck am I waiting for? Nothing. Waiting for nothing. Well, what you realize is you're waiting for nothing because nothing's going to come from these people, but it's you, you know? It's like, it's you that's really got to step up. So, I mean, I don't have room for people like that in my life who put me in positions like that and then are too delusional to be able to acknowledge it. I mean, I feel sorry for them and all, but not that sorry. I'm gonna go live my motherfucking life. Thank you. Please and thank you. Wait, no, no. No, I get rid of the please. I meant to say thank you. Wait, did I mean to say thank you? Because I'm not asking for shit. There is no please here. So, people want to think they can bully. People want to think that people aren't educated grown adults and, I don't know, don't have a master's degree and shit. Bitch, what are you talking? Just LOL, because narcissistic people gets to a point where you get bigger than them, and I don't mean in size, I mean like in energy and power, in empowerment, in stance, in knowing of yourself, and you realize just how small they really are. You'd have to be in order to want to make somebody else feel that way. Because powerful people, people who are actually empowered, they don't care to make other people feel small. They want to uplift other people and empower them and uplift them with them. They have no power. And the universe sees everything. They see everything. So, especially some of these narcissistic people that want to talk about God and the universe or religion and, ooh, wow. Talk about disrespectful. Talk about sacrilegious, quote unquote. Because it's, I mean, if you're a narcissist and you're claiming to be religious or spiritual, you're making a mockery out of it because there's no way. Because narcissistic people are selfish and they are ego filled. And the spiritual journey and path is one of completely destroying the ego. And a narcissist is too much of a pussy and a bitch, let's be real, to go through what the spiritual journey actually requires, because it requires a fuck of a lot of pain. And narcissistic people, their egos are huge, and so that is why they're so hypersensitive to things, and they get these narcissistic injuries when you tell them about themselves or tell them the truth. And that is why it is a joke when these assholes claim that they are spiritual and religious, and that's the biggest, you know, mockery of all, I guess, because it's like, wow, you are literally living the opposite of a spiritual, humble life. How dare you claim otherwise? Wow. Just wow. So, I digress. These are the same people shaming people for smoking weed. Fuck you, bitch. I have a 9 to 5 and I do damn well at it. Thank you very much. And I smoke sometimes during the day, so fuck you. Fuck you. And also, the field I work in is very liberal, I guess, open-minded, so that's not really the thing. But anyway. So yeah, those are the same people that want to like make judgments about stupid shit like that, but yet every aspect of the whole rest of their life is fucked. Go figure. And when I say fucked, I mean they're not really right with God or right with the universe or right with themselves. They're lying to themselves and other people. That wouldn't feel good. Sitting with yourself in that day in and day out, that would suck. So, you know, I'm going to see if I can get the most out of these hits. I'm going to take the biggest hits possible, folks, so I can get blown. All right? So I'm not going to talk for a couple minutes. Yep. It is a new day, a new dawn, a new day. And let's hope that these old ways, dynamics, and mindsets die with well, with the older generations. I don't mean to say that in a mean way. I just mean I don't see a lot of hope for some of these peeps in changing in this lifetime. So better luck next lifetime, I guess. Question mark. Oh wait, I said I wasn't gonna talk. Shh. Oh my god. Whew. Just had a coughing fit. Oh my god. Yeah. That's how I know I was talking too much, because I shouldn't be able to talk that much, because if I'm taking big enough hits, I shouldn't. Whew. I should have the wind knocked out of me. That's only if you're 21 and older, folks. If you're not and you're doing this, I do not know what to tell you. Not cool. You are not cool for that. So, okay, drop an emoji in the chat if you're smoking or something. And if you're not smoking, I don't know what to say. I guess just be silent. Man. So yeah, I mean, like I said, God, I can't breathe. Appreciate the peeps you have while you have them. Wow. And, you know, people regret it. Narcissistic people, they regret it. They regret it. Narcissistic people that I've cut off, they miss me dearly. I know they do. In fact, I think it, you know, I think it's painful. But I don't know. You gotta learn how to treat peeps. And you also have to learn how to repair shit. I mean, that's like one of the biggest issues with narcissistic people is that they fuck shit up, and then these poor fucked up humans are so fucked up they don't even know how to fucking like resolve conflict in any proper way or apologize, you know what I mean? So it's like they really fuck themselves in the long run because good people don't stick around, and then they don't know how to resolve things with said good people. And said good people get better and better and better, and the better they get, the more they realize, like, whew, glad that motherfucker ain't around. So, I mean, hashtag karma in this bitch. Honestly. Yep. Hate to say it, but it's true. Yep. Authentic people, good people, from what I've noticed, are kind of hard to come by. I don't want to say good people, but like solid people. People you can rely on, you know. And people who have pure intentions too. A lot of people are fueled by ego and, lack of healing and greed. And so when you find someone who's not, that's why discernment is key. I don't know if I said that right or not, but if I didn't, you guys know what I meant to say, right? Because I can't go back and correct it. I can't even remember what I said. But I say things backwards sometimes. I notice when I listen to the readings back, I'm like, oh shit. It's literally, I didn't mean to say that. So yeah, that's why I said that, because it's possible I said the wrong thing or the opposite of what I meant. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm smoking this seed junkie shit. It's really good. Yep. Wow. You know, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know if I've said this on here before, but like I keep getting sent these clients who it's like all of like I don't know, it's starting to feel kind of eerie because like all of them have somebody that passed on, you know, and it's like I feel like I don't know, I just feel like maybe I'm being sent to help these people by their relatives or people that, it's weird. It's kind of creepy. But I can't help but believe it's true because it's just so many. It's like not one or two or three. It's like a lot. So but yeah, so it's like I think that's the saddest part about like narcissistic abuse is that the people being abused are really great people and they can't see that because these people, project all over them. And you lose a lot of years thinking that you're something or someone you're not, trying to prove you're not that thing. So it's like it's a very deeply ingrained pattern for me. So even having the knowing I have about myself, it's tough to hang on to it sometimes. I realize it's important to make yourself vulnerable. That's the point in healing. That's the point of this channel. I'm not going to be afraid to make myself vulnerable. I don't give a fuck. This is my life. And I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about it. I don't give a fuck if you're judging me. I don't give a fuck if you think X, Y. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. What I do care about is helping other people break free. And I have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the guidance to help people to do that. So it is my duty to speak. I spent a lot of time in more quiet and reflection this year, which is why I haven't said a lot when I've come on lives or whatever. But that's the conclusion that I've come to. Because really, the only shameful thing are those who are too afraid to express, or who have lost their voice. And those are really truly the only people who would have any type of judgment or anything to say about someone making themselves vulnerable anyway, is a pussy ass, simp ass bitch of a person who's afraid of their own shadow. So, and that's nothing to fear. It takes courage to make yourself vulnerable and to speak your truth. Oh, there's a cat. Oh no, is it okay? What's wrong with the baby? Is it hunting? It looks like it might be hunting. Let me show you guys. Let me show you this cat. Look at this cat. Randomly hunting on the side of this hill. I saw this cat earlier today. I'm gonna see if it's hunting real quick, but kind of looks like it. It's like looking around. Hope it's okay. What's it looking for? I don't want to scare him off or scare it off. Huh. Why is it just sitting there, though? Is it sleepy? What's going on? What is happening? I hope the cat's not like freezing cold or something like that. What? What is it looking at, you guys? Is it throwing up? Or what is going on with this poor baby? I gotta help this cat. Oh yeah, it looks like it might be hunting. Go on up there, cutie. Look at it. Don't you think it's cold? What the frick is going on right now? Move, cat. Do something. I'm trying to figure. I'm confused, like what it's looking for. What? What is going on? What is I'm sorry, but what a freaking cutie. Why is it doing that? Is it about to capture something? Get it, cat. This better be real or important, because otherwise we all just sat here and watched you do this for nothing. I've gotta like see if I can extra zoom in. Okay. What is this baby going after? Oh, look. What's it going after? It's attacking something or trying to. Okay, it just ate something. What a beast. What a cutie. What does it eat? Ew, it's eating a mouse, y'all. It is eating a motherfucking mouse. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get that on recording. It's graphic, it's gross. Rest in peace to that poor baby. Oh my gosh, the cycle of life. We are witnessing it before our eyes. I'm not looking, it's disgusting. Oh, I'm disgusted. I am fucking disgusted, people. Okay, rest in peace. That cat looks pretty happy. This is disgusting. Okie dokie. But I'm glad I didn't interrupt you guys, because the thing is that I don't want that mouse to die, but it's like this cat, it's a stray cat, so like that's how it survives. So it's kind of like if I interrupt the hunt for the cat, then the cat could die, you know, and like what's more important, a mouse or a cat? Let's be real, a cat. So, yep. Hashtag save the cats. So look at this freaking cutie. Surviving out here. Looking for more mice to eat. This is cray. Should I welcome this cutie into my home? It heard me. It heard me. Okay, I just wanted its attention without scaring it off, you guys. It worked. It friggin' worked. I hope it doesn't get scared off. Wow. I think it's a girl. You think it's a girl? Oh, it's choking on the mouse. Well, cat, honey, you need some real food. And a mouse is really kind of disgusting to be eating, so. Okay. I think it like kind of knows I'm here now. It's like, okay, I know there's something there, but it's like, it's not a threat, so I'm just gonna keep hunting. Yep. Look at it. Or maybe I'm just gonna chill and rest my tail around and yawn a little. Might be a little tired after that meal. But I'm still gonna look because something whistled at me. Okay, I can't keep doing that. I'm gonna give my cover away. Wow. We literally witnessed a cat hunting in the night, eating a mouse. And now it's just like chilling there, peeps. I think I was done with whatever I had smelled. That cat is just such a cutie. It's out of here. It knows it's not alone. Cats are smart. And even though it knows I'm not a threat, it's still gonna be cautious. Look at that cutie. So is it just gonna sleep up there? I wish I could give it a blanket, but it'll probably run. Look at that cutie. So you guys, it's like 30 some odd degrees out here. So is this cat just gonna be okay? Like, how is it just so calm and... Oh my gosh. It's still just sitting there even though somebody pulled up and beeped there. Look at that friggin' cutie. Oh, it's just... that poor baby. That poor frickin' baby. I'm like so freaking cold. Okay, I hope I don't scare the cutie away. I hope I did not scare the freaking cutie. Nope. This cutie is a brave one. Wow. This cat is just like... I can't even believe. I am freezing in here, folks. Absolutely freezing. Hey, cat. Okay, I think it's over for that part. Wow. So this cat had a meal and now it's just relaxing. Wow. I just can't even comprehend. Oh, wow. Look at this cutie. I can't comprehend. Okay, it's out of here. It's out of here. It's feeling spooked. It's feeling awfully spooked. Yep. Yep, it's feeling spooked and it's ready to freaking go. It's like, I'm out of here. Where are you gonna go? Oh, over there. Oh, it's pooping or peeing? That's what it looked like. It looked like it was about to, but apparently not. And I was not about to get that on recording anyway, people. I was about to give the poor baby its privacy. I cannot believe it ate a mouse in our face. Well, I didn't watch, so it was just disgusting. But, I don't know if, well, I probably won't do a reading because it's way too late, but yeah, peeps. Smoked that. I smoked all that shit there. But I do have backups. I have backups upon backups upon backups. Not to say that they're good backups, but they are backups. Backup weed. The shitty kind that doesn't really do much, but still does what you need it to do, if that makes sense, peeps. I'm gonna have to do something real quick here. This coat is really loud. I bought this coat and it's really cute. And I was told, well, anyway, it's really cute. Where did the rest of that go? Because it might be in, it might be in my bag. I do like staying up if I can, stay awake or whatever.
about staying up late. It's kind of like the cool thing to do, but yeah. There's no way I would smoke this. I can't even believe I bought this. I have some stuff where it's like, it's backup weed that I wouldn't even smoke as backup weed. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even smoke it on my most desperate day. Oh, and yet I keep it. I almost just keep it because I'm like, what if one day I get really, really, really desperate somehow? But it's never happened, so. Which is why I still have it. I'm looking for something specific here. I have all these leftover, you know, like weed things, like packs of weed or whatever. And it's like, those are not gonna have anything in them. I'm gonna have to see what's in here. Ew, it does smell like perfume. Very perfumey. What is this? It is just a shame that the weed market has gone down, you know? The way it has, it's really depressing. Okay, I'm being dramatic with when I say that, but I mean, it kind of is sad though. I'm not gonna lie. What the fuck is some of this shit? Oh my god, yeah. No. This is a no. Definite no. Okay, so essentially, people, I'm screwed. The fact that peeps are still sitting here listening to me ramble is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I really shouldn't be running my car though because I don't really have the gas to be doing said things, you know? Yeah, so basically, we are not screwed here, people. We're never screwed. We always find a way. Okay, universe, help me find a way now. Prove me right. Hello, universe? Are you there? Yeah. That's how peeps think it works. And sometimes it does work like that, but sometimes you are screwed. And why, I can't really answer that for each individual situation. I'm just kidding. There's always a rhyme and a reason, but you just really gotta find the meaning.
Okay, really? This is getting pathetic. This is getting pathetic, desperate, and I am really looking forward to Thursday night when I get paid. It'll be one of the greatest moments of my life up until this point. So that's really exciting, people. Okay, so I found a way, and the way that I found a way is I just used a tiny bit of the stuff that I have. And that's all you can really do when you're in this kind of a sitch. Oh, God. Where did that... Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Okay, I found a bigger piece to work with here, people. So I can roll a little mini thing here. So the long and the short of it is, really, please heal your wounds, so that you don't push good people out of your life. Because like I said, good people usually have good boundaries, and they don't really... Depending on the circumstances, I mean, there's exceptions, but very few and far between. So keep that in mind, people. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's just, I think that's the other thing that is frustrating about dealing with narcissistic people, is that they don't truly see you for who you are. So it's like the good goes unnoticed and unacknowledged. And that's how they lose the good people. Because no good person is just going to keep giving, being mistreated. So be careful how you treat people. You might very well need, and I wouldn't even say need, but those people, those very people could have been sent into your life for something that you need, and you may shoot yourself in the foot pushing those people away. So the moral of the story is, don't fucking do that. But if you've dealt with people who end up doing that, it is their loss, really. And you probably will never hear that from them either, which is even more fucked up. But just know it's true. And they feel the loss. They're just too arrogant and selfish to admit it out loud. But again, not expressing the truth eats at you, or not expressing how you feel eats at you. So yeah, people. It's important. This is a really good strain, though. Not gonna lie. Hits every single time. Yep. It's a wrap for that, peeps. But yeah. Just don't take people for granted while they're here. That's all I'm saying.